morning, people. We're in Milford, Pennsylvania, doing a reset. I got a little time, so I figured we'd do something. You know, I'm here with another driver. We're gonna meet him here in just a second, and you know, we're gonna talk chains. We're gonna talk a couple of different ways of doing stuff. You know, maybe learning some stuff. Hey, we could do it this way. Maybe this way is a better way, a different way, more legal way, more not so illegal. You know, whatever you want to call it. But let's meet the driver. This is Anthony Mangialuzzi.
Truck 1710.
Pretty close?
Yep.
Last name's rough.
Mangialuzzi.
Mangialuzzi.
It takes time.
Mangialuzzi.
Mangialuzzi.
Mangialuzzi. So,
you got it.
Yeah. So, something don't feel right. Oh, that's way better. All right, now that we got the Truck of Two Chains hat on. So, Anthony, what kind of experience you got?
I got a total about 5 years out here on the road and about 3.5 years doing heavy haul. My experience starts with 7 and goes all the way up to 9.
So have you hauled cranes before?
Oh, absolutely.
A bunch?
A few.
Not just one?
Not just one.
That's good. So when we're talking about chains, you know a little bit about a little bit.
I know a little bit about a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know everything, but I don't think any of us do.
Right. Completely humble, just like me, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So when we're talking about this stuff, we're going to point out some things that I've done that you noticed that we can make better.
Exactly.
And then we're going to share that information with everybody else. Sound like a plan? All right, so while we're talking about chains, I'm going to show you how this chain got done and show you what's wrong with it or what could be better. So this is what the chain looks like now. Slip hook through the D-ring into the side pocket of the trailer. Hooked, wrapped around, and there's another chain wrapped down to the other side. All right, so here we have this chain is the chain that we're going to be working with today. We might take that chain across there out too, just to show you about this, because we have two chains. Get it? 2 chains. We have 2 chains right there that are touching, and you know you're supposed to have padding between the chains like that right there. So we're gonna fix that and make it different, better, legal, more legal. I don't know what's the term. You know, anything that you guys come across that we do that you know or you think is different, leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know. We'll talk about it. So we're going to take these off, this binder off, and change it out. But I wanted you to see we have the slip hook through the D-ring and then up and wrapped. So now we're going to take this off and we're going to change it out.
So as we're going to take this chain out here, we want to notice a couple things. For instance, how this binder is hooked to this wing. The weld is to the binder. Now, often when we are doing this, we have deadlines to make. The customer could be closing. We've had a long day. We're just trying to get this thing chained down and get going down the road safely as possible. But it's easy to overlook the weld touching the hook of the binder. You always want to try to keep the weld on the outside because that is at the weakest point of the link. Try not to hit your face while you're doing it.
What? Your face?
No, I know. So now that we've taken the chain off, we're gonna go ahead and put the hook in the slot. But as you can see, now we have hook against chain. Not the worst outcome, but we can still do better than that. What we're looking to do is take this chain off next, do hook to hook. This hook is going to be a lot stronger than that chain.
We should have hook and hook rubbing against each other rather than chain and hook or chain and chain.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
You see when he said yes, he was agreeing with me. That's what it looked like. All right, so we're gonna go over and take that other chain off, and we're gonna make this side as best as we can make it, or as gooder.
Better and gooder. One way or another.
Better, gooder. Could it ever be good or better?
Could be fabulous.
I'm going with fabulous. So here we are on this side. We've got the slip hook. We've got the hook on the chain, and look, the weld is on the outside. Obviously binder, hook, but look, this weld is on the inside of the hook. We got our padding, and then we got it looped over there. So when you put these slip hooks up in these mounts, watch. So when we put this in there, see how the chain is pulling and it creates that angle? So now we switch the hook around. Now when we pull on this chain, see the angle? Look, just a little side thing. We got to talking, and Anthony mentioned something that I never thought about. When he is working on a machine, he likes to not be up on the trailer. Like, he likes to be on the ground. I agree. So when we get up there and we put these hooks through, it's like hook, and then we're back down. Our feet are on the ground. Safety, you know, like, it makes it better, makes it gooder. So now I'm gonna go hop back up there, and I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna put the two hooks up through that mount, and then get back down on the ground. Instead of being on the trailer where, you know, you could trip, slip, fall, you know, hurt yourself, whatever. We're getting our feet back on the ground. Watch. So now I'm up on the trailer. I put my hook in. We got the right angle. I'm gonna reach down. I'm gonna grab my other hook. We're gonna put it in. Look, I've got my angle. So Anthony's gonna do this binder. And see how he's getting back down on the ground. At least one of his foots are down there. Oh, hold on. Gotta get this up under there. I'm not paying attention. You gotta go back off one. Apologize. That'll make the truck, that's good. Trucker 2 Chains blooper reel right there. Not even gonna edit that out. Yeah, that's good. So now we got our binder back on. We got our hook with the right angle. We got padding, chain straight. We got our loop down there. All done. Good. See? So see, right now I'm making sure the weld is on the outside of the hook, so I'm not sliding over the weld. See, like this, I'd be sliding over the weld. So we make sure that we're not sliding over the weld. See that? Look at what happened. The hook got caught. Gotta pay attention, people. I can tell without even looking that little camera twist thing, Anthony was impressed. Oh, what are the chances of that happening, huh?
The ones where they really get you is when you're really trying to get it done. It's one more thing to the list that will fight us on our day-to-day work.
Yeah. What do you think, Anthony?
I think it looks a lot better, cleaner, a lot quicker to get done.
So listen, that hole, I can almost from here, almost reach both hooks. You know, with some stretching, you could get them on there from the ground without climbing all up. So that hook thing, pretty good. Now see, they're still touching. I think those hooks are gonna be a lot less apt to break than two links rubbing together. What do you think, Anthony?
I think so too. We're limiting the contacting of the metal. Those hooks are going to last a hell of a lot longer, and we're going to hold a lot more than the chain will.
Right. Now, what do you think about, before we tighten that down, putting a piece of carpet between there? Overkill?
Slightly overkill, but a little extra doesn't hurt.
So what you're saying is we could do it?
We could do it, yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to do it?
Probably not.
Probably not. There's not as much, you know, when you cross two chains, there's a lot more ability for rubbing than right there. And then you're, you know, that 1.5 inch thick metal, so I think we're all right. But this is the finished product. This is going to be, we would move this. This is the from the other side. So if we did, like we did this side from the machine, so to that over there and to this over here is what we did. We would do the same thing with the other two chains, and then we would call it done. So I think we're going to do that right quick, and then we'll show you the finished product. We'll spare you the gory details.
1 minute later.
Here we are with the finished product, and as Anthony was saying, you know, it does just look cleaner. Like, it's just got a cleaner look. These 4 chains, that's all we've messed with, is these 4 chains. We put the slip hooks up at the top, you know, proper angles, and look right there, see that? You see those shiny marks? That's where the chain has been rubbing on something. Because that's a slip hook, I don't know, probably on the inside of the D-ring, you know, not sure. Looks like it would be about the distance for the inside of the D-ring, so you know, it's gonna rub a little bit, but you don't ever want to see shiny stuff on chains. But so the slip hooks have the right angles. See, everything looks nice, and boy, it looks good, you know, just looks good. We got our padding, you know, and I'll wrap a bungee cord around there. We're not, you know, 100% done, but look, weld on the outside, weld. Let me get a close up in there. See the weld? The weld is to the outside of the hook. See, no weld to the inside. We got a little loop. We put the hook a little bit farther away. We made the loop a little bit bigger so that the hook doesn't get caught. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Nice and clean. Bob's your uncle. I don't know what to say. Wait a minute. Anthony, is Bob your uncle?
I do have an Uncle Bob, actually.
Ah, see that? Psychic. It's my my new career path. Psychic. All right, me and Anthony are gonna confer on some stuff, and then we'll get right back to you. Peace out. We'll be right back. So, Anthony, tell me, what do you think about what we just did? Blank. You saw that? We drew a blank.
I just looked at the camera, I was like, well, Steve, Johnson's out.
So, Anthony, what do you think about what we just did? What can you tell these people about what we just did?
I think what we just did was not only, you know, helpful, but was explaining that the way that it was done wasn't necessarily the wrong way. But more importantly, it was explaining how we could do things with our everyday job that makes a difference, or could potentially make a difference.
To make it better.
Make it better, and maybe in a better situation when you're in the scale house, or, you know, you never know. A safety situation could be improved just by doing things the best you can, and always improving on new things and new ways things come out. You know, you're not harming yourself, you're only bettering yourself.
So when we did what we just did at the shipper, maybe we got to do that to get out faster, or we're in a rush and we missed something. We can always go back and check it and fix it again, huh?
You know, the main thing when you're trying to get out of a shipper, either for its closing or you need to get to a truck stop before the sun goes down, you know, depending on how far you actually have to travel, always make sure you are chained down adequately to get to your destination safely. Even though you might not have done everything 110% to how you know it, we're just going a small distance. And at that time, you can work at your own pace, non-rush, to make sure you're doing it the safe way possible.
so you get out of the way of the person behind you if there's multiple trucks. That way you're not holding things up.
Exactly.
Man, what a concept.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. And then always, doesn't matter what you do, always double check stuff.
And you know, that's why when you're being rushed out of a shipper, or you're being rushed on time to get shut down from the shipper.
You know they don't rush us. Come on now.
Oh.
They do. I'm sorry. No, they don't.
I didn't realize we were living in fairyland here, but they do rush us. We all know it's true, unfortunately. And sometimes when you're being rushed, it's easy to overlook mistakes.
Yes.
And sometimes the smallest mistake can harm or cause a lot of damage. And we're not here to do that. We're here to do things the right way, the safe way. And at the end of the day, it's all on you. So take your time, do it the right way. If you have to get out of the shipper, you know, do what you can.
Even if you just pull it out onto the street, if it's a adequate enough space to get out of the way and maybe redo some stuff that you overlooked, or like the welds on the links. That's an easy thing.
As drivers, we commonly all make that mistake. And you know, a lot of the DOT doesn't necessarily say anything, but it is a DOT violation.
Yes.
It is 100% DOT violation.
Yes.
So now the best thing is when you're in a shipper and you know that it's going to be tight on time to get out, focus more on getting the change you need to either get out on the road. Don't sit there and try to chain the whole thing down the wrong way, because you know, you might get to the truck stop, you might be tired, you go to bed, you wake up, everything's chained down, you're like, okay, so, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and go with it. Well, we do a million times. No, that's not what we're about. We want to do things the right way, the safe way, the first time.
Right, and what we're really saying is, if you make a mistake, that's not a bad thing. It's just we can make it better later on.
Absolutely.
So the first time we want to do it as right as possible, but sometimes we overlook stuff. And when we look at stuff at a truck stop, we might be able to maybe reverse a chain or turn a link or something to make it where it's not wrong, or it's a lot better.
And you know,
more gooder.
We all have things going on in our personal life that can get an effect of our head. We're tired, something going on at home. And although these things carry our mind and can weigh us down, especially with the work we're out here doing, it's important to realize that getting home safe is the key. Because, you know, so doing things the best way possible, the best to our knowledge, the safest way to our knowledge, is the key to getting home. Because that's what we're all here to do. We're out here to make a good living and out here to get home safe to our friends and families.
Anthony, if I said all that, I don't know if I could have said it any better.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you.
I appreciate your help. Hey.
It was fun.
Yeah, we'll do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
And what do? We just showed a little bit of information, tried to make everybody's life a little easier, and
didn't take a whole lot of time.
Nope.
It was helpful and showed some key points and got it done, and now you know.
Yep. All right. So listen, I'm Trucker 2 Chains. He's Anthony. Salt Life. Sorry.
Salt Life.
Salt Life.
As the people around work call me.
Yeah, Salt Life. But this is Trucker 2 Chains. I'm out.